Hello everyone, I hope you're all having a wonderful day as always, and today I'm here with the Draw This Again challenge, which is one of my favourite kind of videos to make, and I thought I could make it extra interesting by drawing one of my old favourite digital drawings. And I say old favourites because it's not really a favourite of mine anymore, as you can probably tell. As I've just flipped the image, you can probably see the original one was quite lopsided. I was quite bad at getting symmetry in faces, and they ended up looking kind of symmetrical. Obviously, in day-to-day life, not everyone's face is perfectly symmetrical. I know mine isn't for a start, but it is to the point where the original drawing looks kind of weird. The face looks a little bit morphed or something. It doesn't look completely correct. So that is one of my first criticisms of the first drawing. Also, I shaded the eyes with like a blue, and I feel like it looks really weird. And if you notice like the flower crown at the top, you can just tell that I gave up by that point. Either I gave up or I couldn't really be bothered with drawing flowers or something. But that is something that I wanted to get right in the newer drawing, because I thought it would look much nicer if it was like a proper flower crown. Also the, I don't know, like the way that the flower crown sits on the head doesn't look right in the newer one. I mean in the older one and the newer one really. So that's something I could have tried to fix in the newer one, but I don't think I did very well. But hey ho, I tried. But anyway, this is one of my oldest drawings from, I think it's from 2015, so it's from nearly 2 years ago now. And on my DeviantArt, it was actually called Flower Girl. Very imaginative name there, but obviously I couldn't think of much else. It was one of my old favourites. I think I just really liked the colour scheme that I used, so I thought it would be really fun to redraw this one, and it looks completely different in my newer style. I know some people might prefer the old one because you might just prefer the style of it, but I think in terms of technique and improvement, in terms of understanding depth and facial structure and stuff like that, the newer one is more technically better, if that makes sense. If you guys understand what I'm trying to say. But this is honestly one of my favourite series ever, and I have loads more drawings that I really want to redraw, so if you guys do want to see more of these videos, then definitely let me know. I know a lot of people have found my channel through my old Draw This Again video, which even that I look back on now and I'm like, I want to draw this again because it's not even that good anymore. I think I have so much to improve on at the moment. I know I say this in every video, so I don't want to go on about it and bore you guys, but I do acknowledge that I have a lot to work on. But at the same time, when I do challenges like this and I look back on old drawings, it just makes me realise that I don't need to worry so much, because I will always be improving, and I really do feel like there has been quite a vast improvement from the last one. Also, for those of you who might be wondering why I'm painting in black and white, I'm doing something called value painting, and that's basically where you just paint in black and white so you can try and understand all the basic tones, so you can try and get the full tonal range. So make sure you get all your light tones and your dark tones in the drawing, and then you add colour to it afterwards. And I started doing this technique because of the YouTuber Sarah Tefes, and I will link her in the description because I cannot recommend her channel enough. I said this yesterday as well, but for those of you who haven't seen yesterday's video, she is just amazing. She does incredible digital art, and I thought the technique that she uses to make her paintings was really interesting, so that's why I really wanted to try it out in this drawing. And I really like how it turns out. I've really liked using Critter over the last few days, and I'm still learning the program, so anything I draw isn't going to be incredible yet because I've only just started using the program. I had someone comment on my video saying, I prefer when you used to use Paint Tool Sai, but then I get another comment from someone else saying, oh, I really like your Critter paintings a lot better than your Paint Tool Sai ones. So it just goes to show, no matter what I do, someone is going to like it and someone's not gonna like it. I just feel like I can't win sometimes because I don't really know what to do, because I can draw something and think it turned out really well and loads of people will like it, and then someone will come along and be like, here's every single thing that's wrong with her face. But obviously that's constructive criticism, and I always really appreciate constructive criticism. What I don't like is when someone's just outright rude, and I do get that sometimes, and it's really annoying and disheartening. But that leads me on to my next point. I think as artists, we are our own worst critics. Honestly, for anyone that thinks I like my own art, because there are some people that seem to think that I really do think I'm amazing at art. I don't. I honestly don't. I get so many moments where I just feel like my art isn't good enough, and I'm not worthy of the amount of subscribers I have and stuff like that. And this is not me like fishing for compliments or anything like that. I'm just trying to be honest with you guys, because if any of you feel in a way that you are self-conscious about your art or anything like that, I just want you guys to know it's not just you that feels that way. I feel that way too. I'm pretty sure most artists do. We are our own worst critics, and I think I personally am very hard on myself. And sometimes I'll get criticism and I'll just be like, that's so true, I agree with it. But I take things to heart sometimes, and then I think, oh my god, my art is terrible, why do I even have a YouTube channel, blah 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 blah. And that is not a good way of thinking. That's so just not good. Instead, you should be thinking things like, if someone points something out about your artwork, like, oh, you draw mouths really weird or something like that, you just think, okay, sure, maybe the mouths I draw do look kind of weird, but I'll work on it to make sure they don't anymore. And instead of taking it as like, oh, my art is so terrible or something like that, just think, right, I need to work on this now and I need to improve. That is something I've realised over the last year, because I used to take any kind of criticism and internalise it so much, and to the point where I took it as a personal attack. It's not to the point where I couldn't take criticism, it's more so that I didn't know how to go about receiving it and then what to do from then on. Because I used to just read any like critical comments and just be like, oh my god, they're so right, my art is so terrible or something like that. But when people critique your work, it's usually because they want to help you and they like your work and they want to help you make it look better. And sometimes you don't realise something is wrong with your work, and then someone will come along and point it out, and it's like, oh, that's why it looked kind of weird to me, I couldn't quite put my finger on it. So I always do appreciate any constructive criticism, and chances are if you say something to me, I've probably thought of it already. Like, people come along and they're like, oh, the nose isn't in line with the mouth, and I'll be like, trust me, I already picked up on that. But I do my videos very last minute. This is really bad, but I usually do because I'm so busy in the week. And it'll be like 5 in the morning when I'm doing the speed paint, so I'm not really in the best state of mind to be drawing because I'm just so tired, and sometimes I'll miss like tiny mistakes. I know it's not really an excuse, but it's more of like an explanation of why things don't always look amazing all the time. But I do need to learn to manage my time better, that's for sure. But again, I'm going to talk a bit more about this drawing because I'm really happy with how the new one came out. So on the old drawing, I just used the airbrush tool in the background to make like a blurry background, and that was because I'd already done the painting in the foreground and I was getting quite lazy. I didn't really like how my backgrounds usually would look, and I just thought I'm just going to use the airbrush really quickly and whip up a background real quick. But in this one, I wanted to make the background more detailed and try and challenge myself a bit more. So instead of just using the airbrush and doing like a blurry like background of random colours, I actually did kind of like draw patterns and kind of like a smoky look in the background. And I feel like the background of this one looks so much better. And then I actually went on to alter it further so that the background was even darker than it is at this moment. So I made it a lot darker, and I also made the face of the girl in the foreground a lot darker, so lighter, so it would be easier to see and the background wouldn't detract away from her, because with all the intricate patterns it was beginning to take away from her face. And then obviously last thing I added was all the little sparkles, which makes the first drawing look kind of magical to it. And this will always remain, I think, one of my favourite drawings I ever did, and I'm really happy with how I redrew it, and hopefully I can redraw it again next year. That would be super fun, or maybe later again this year. Anyway, I really hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I really hope you like my new drawing, and even the old one if you prefer that one. Bye guys!